Let me start off by thanking all of the honorees, and certainly let me thank Dr. Murillo for just being an outstanding person. We have traveled the globe, and I want you to know that she represents this organization and the city of Houston extremely well. So please give it up to her. To all the board members, let me thank you. Let me just say I look forward to working very, very closely with this chamber. As this chamber goes, so will go the city of Houston. There's a lot we can still accomplish. We still, I believe, have to be the gateway, not only within this state, but globally. I think a lot of people are looking at this city. We're highly diverse, but we're always working every day to be more inclusive. And we have to let people know on a constant, continuous basis that in our city, we don't build walls, we build relationships. And that's on so many different levels.
The Houston Hispanic Chamber of Commerce is the leading regional advocate for the economic and civic interests of the Hispanic business community. We seek to empower our members through a diverse range of programs and initiatives. The Chamber provides the business community with resources needed to build economic success. For more information, please visit our website at www.houstonhispanicchamber.com.
Let's give him a round of applause, please. And again, I want to reiterate, during Harvey, most especially, when there were so many nationally making disparaging comments about the Latino community, our immigrant community, it was the mayor who said that all people of Houston were welcome, and that did not go unnoticed. We thank you for all the support you've given the chamber, to me personally, all the calls, all of the requests. Thank you so very much for your leadership. Again, a round of applause for our mayor. Well, it is with great honor and privilege that we welcome the next person on stage who is going to be receiving from the Houston Hispanic Chamber of Commerce a very special recognition.
The Houston Hispanic Chamber of Commerce is the leading regional advocate for the economic and civic interests of the Hispanic business community. We seek to empower our members through a diverse range of programs and initiatives. The Chamber provides the business community with resources needed to build economic success. For more information, please visit our website at www.houstonhispanicchamber.com.
On behalf of the Houston Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, we'd like to welcome to you the 2017 Annual Awards, the largest Hispanic gala in Houston. The Hispanic Chamber of Commerce is the leader of Houston's new majority, and tonight we're celebrating the 40th anniversary of the Chamber. I'd like to introduce Douglas Hidalgo. Mr. Hidalgo is the chairman of the Chamber's Board of Directors and the Director of Audit and Assurance Services for LaPorte CPAs and Business Advisors. He was simultaneously elected both treasurer and to the executive committee in 2012 when he joined the Houston Hispanic Chamber of Commerce Board. So please welcome Chairman Douglas Hidalgo.
Good evening. Welcome to our 40th Anniversary Awards Gala. On behalf of the full Board of Directors, I want to thank you for being here and for your support. At the outset, I want to acknowledge Dr. Lara Murillo and her leadership and her talented staff for all the time and effort they have put in today's gala, making it a huge success. Please join me in recognizing her, the entire staff, and our dedicated group of volunteers for today and their year-round contributions. I am blessed and honored and grateful for having been able to serve the chairman of the board of the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce for the past 2 years. It is a great privilege to work with powerful leaders, including the board, staff, and LATA. I am equally grateful to the many leaders who have previously served in this role. We commit to continuing to build on the work that each of you have done.
At this time, the Houston Hispanic Chamber of Commerce would like to recognize BBVA Compass for underwriting tonight's gala. Please welcome BBVA Compass's Houston CEO and Houston Hispanic Chamber of Commerce board member, Mr. Mark Montgomery. Another great song.
Thank you, Ron. It's fun for me to rub elbows with that guy I see on TV, so thank you for the introduction. For the past 40 years, the Houston Hispanic Chamber has done an exceptional job making a difference here in our home, Houston, Texas, home of the world champion Houston Astros. And Dr. Murillo, for the past 10 years, you have accelerated the Chamber's vision, including providing a way for young leaders to catch a vision of leadership and service. Thank you. The results are palpable, and we are just getting started. As a 4-year board member, you've given me the wonderful opportunity to be involved with an exceptional board of directors as we create amazing opportunities for all Houstonians. What we do is not easy, but it's rewarding when we see our individual and collective response to Harvey. The world watched as we helped and continue to help our neighbors because we are all human beings that need help from time to time.
A quick review of the Chamber's last 40 years and all its accomplishments.
A small group of business leaders had a vision. We hope to serve as the voice of Houston's Hispanic business community.
Our first meeting was at the Mexican restaurant downtown, who agreed to open up for breakfast. And we didn't have any members, but we had 21 people who said they would like to be on the board, depending on how this thing went.
Today is a special day for all of us, including Lolita Guerrero, the first woman to serve as chair of our chamber.
It was a challenge because it was a male-dominated chamber. It was a slow-growing chamber, but viable. We became viable in the community. It was not easy at all. It was very difficult. There were times when you wanted to just throw up your hands and just walk away, but you didn't, because you knew that you had something that was worthwhile.
In 2007, we were very obvious it was almost going to be dissolved. And with the growth of the Hispanic population in Houston, it was just, it would have been a tragedy. Which is unfortunately had happened in other cities. Tremendous accolades to you, Dr. Murillo. The growth under your leadership is just skyrocketed. It's been exponential. Like it was always going up, but all of a sudden shot way up.
Over the last 10 years, with the support of the board, staff, volunteers, and sponsors, the Houston Hispanic Chamber of Commerce has experienced tremendous growth. Our thanks to the volunteers who served as chairman of the chamber and foundation, Edgar Colon, George Gonzalez, Irma Diaz Gonzalez, Gilbert Herrera, John Esquivel, Armando Perez, and Douglas Hidalgo. We also thank all the former board members and chairman emeritus. In 2007, the Houston Hispanic Chamber of Commerce Board was led by Chairman Edgar Colon. That year, the board hired Dr. Laura Murillo as the Chamber's full-time president and CEO. 3 months later, the Chamber's office lease expired. The Chamber negotiated a 10-year in-kind lease agreement with Amity Bank. The board and staff developed a 10-year strategic plan and amended its bylaws and procedures, which led the Chamber to become a staff-driven organization. Soon thereafter, the Houston Hispanic Chamber of Commerce boldly proclaimed itself as the leader of Houston's new majority, firmly planting a stake in the ground. By 2008, the Chamber had set unprecedented record-breaking increases in revenue, memberships, attendance, and in-kind service agreements. The staff increased from 2 to 12. Also in 2008, the Chamber launched an English language television program on KHOU CBS, which remains on the air to date, followed by a CBS radio program which airs on 6 stations and a Spanish language radio and television program on Univision. With a combined audience reach of 3.3 million, the Chamber's media platform is the only one of its kind in the country. Later that year, the recession followed by Hurricane Ike. The Chamber persuaded Neil Diamond to increase his donation from $250,000 to $5 million toward the rebuilding of flood victims' homes. Despite the 2008 challenges, the Chamber's membership surged from 300 members to 4,000 plus. Programs and services continued to expand, leading the Chamber to renegotiate its lease from 2,500 square feet to 10,000 square feet, which added conference space for small business seminars and programs. By 2009, the Houston Hispanic Chamber of Commerce was awarded the Large Chamber of the Year and Regional Chamber of the Year by the U.S. Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. By 2010, the American Marketing Association named the Houston Hispanic Chamber of Commerce the Marketer of the Year. In 2011, the University of Houston bestowed its highest honor, the President's Medallion, to the Houston Hispanic Chamber of Commerce for the Chamber's impact. In 2011, the Greater Houston Hispanic Chamber of Commerce Foundation was established. In 2012, the Emerging Leaders Institute was designed to identify and develop young professionals, with 200 graduates to date. From 2012 through 2015, the Chamber emphasized its strategic initiatives. And in 2015, the Houston Hispanic Chamber of Commerce rebranded itself. The redesign included a new logo, website, visual identity, and social media presence. The American Marketing Association recognized the Chamber's work by naming it the 2016 Marketer of the Year for a second time. Additionally, in 2016, the Chamber launched an extensive voter campaign. This campaign used public service announcements, phone banks, and press conferences, which contributed to a 12% increase in voter participation among Hispanics in Harris County. Today, the Houston Hispanic Chamber of Commerce continues to serve as the leading regional advocate for the economic and civic interest of the Hispanic business community. The Chamber continues to elevate its advocacy and public policy efforts, including meeting with elected officials and by participating in international trade delegations. Our media presence has expanded from local and state to the national and international stage, including CNN, Fox, NPR, and other media outlets. As the Chamber moves forward, its impact and relevance are ever more important. With that in mind, we have launched a 40th anniversary general fund campaign that encourages each of you to invest in the Houston Hispanic Chamber of Commerce so we can continue to serve as the leader of Houston's new majority.
Years at the helm and celebrating her 10-year anniversary as President and CEO of the Houston Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. A round of applause, Dr. Laura G. Murillo.
We have collectively transformed the Houston Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. It is important to note that no one person, no one effort makes transformational change. It is our progress, our success, our future. Today, the stakes are higher than ever. It was once said that the only thing necessary for the triumph of evil is for good men, and I will add, good women, to do nothing. Rest assured that the Houston Hispanic Chamber of Commerce will continue to serve as the leading regional advocate for the economic and civic interests of the Hispanic business community.
All right, let's get started with the awards. Mr. Hidalgo and Dr. Murillo will be presenting the awards tonight. The first award is the Chairman, President, and CEO Award. This prestigious award goes to CBS Radio. Please direct your attention to the screen.
The Houston Hispanic Chamber of Commerce and CBS Radio have partnered in an extensive voter outreach campaign, and also we have partnered to produce a podcast of the 2015 mayoral candidates. Our partnership with CBS Radio includes our Chamber Radio program, which airs on 5 CBS radio stations with an audience reach of 3.3 million.
Our mission is to make sure that we provide the best community service to this community as possible. And the most important part of the Houston community is the Houston Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. So the minute that I saw the TV campaign on CBS, I wanted to be a part of it. The number one thing we have to do, and that we will do every time, is serve our community. And so going 100% coverage to make sure that we were giving as much information out as fast as possible for 4 days straight was really important to us. Obviously, during a time like this, business needs arise, and so we wanted to reach out to the Houston Hispanic Chamber of Commerce to make sure that anything regarding Houston business and the Houston community we addressed quickly.
Thanks to CBS Radio, the Houston Hispanic Chamber of Commerce was able to provide information post-Harvey on topics such as FEMA, SBA loans, municipal ID cards, and much more.
The recipient of the Hispanic Emerging Business of the Year Award is Can I Get Hacked? Accepting award are Can I Get Hacked founders Ted and Charisse Gutierrez.
This husband and wife team, Ted Gutierrez and Charisse, are co-owners of Can I Get Hacked?
You know, we think that cybersecurity has got to be simplified because everybody needs it, everybody deserves it, right? So I think what we've done is take a technical and a non-technical look at how a really big problem can get solved by really great people.
It was a really easy decision. It doesn't come without risk and sacrifice, I will say that, but the rewards are so plentiful.
Both Ted and Charisse have been very involved in the Houston Hispanic Chamber of Commerce.
What the Hispanic Chamber does really well is it has purpose-driven events.
Yes.
A lot of different chambers have events and there's no power in numbers, there's power in value. So whether it's the guest speaker, whether it's the different people that are coming to the event, the Hispanic Chamber has a following like no other.
Now, the Hispanic Female Entrepreneur of the Year Award. Well, the winner of the Hispanic Female Entrepreneur of the Year Award is Sherry Dunaway, owner of Copan Trade Limited.
Beneficious Maya's coffee business had become so successful that it decided to launch Inaginsa, a green coffee export brokerage associated with Beneficious Maya, and the subsequent years were spent developing a name for Inaginsa among green coffee brokers in Europe and the United States.
They were good and bad, ups and downs, doors closed, doors open. But we just kept going, and at one point, my kids were out of college, so they got on board. And that kind of helped a lot, so we diversified. We said, okay, we can bring the Honduran coffee and bring other origins and still have the connection with the small ones that are starting new companies. So now we're bringing in from Brazil, Guatemala, Costa Rica, Ethiopia, all over the world.
Beneficious Maya's business progressively expanded, and in 2002, they formed Copan Trade Limited Company. Now, Sherry and her family have established the Copan Cares Foundation.
Every time we had a chance to send a container back to Honduras with some stuff for some companies, we were putting in donations. In Honduras, we need everything, so we had a chance to send clothes, cribs, dentist brigades, a little by little to all the families, all the coffee producers' families.
Now, for the Hispanic Male Entrepreneur of the Year Award. The winner of this year's Hispanic Male Entrepreneur of the Year Award is Arnold Gasita, President and CEO of Petra Oil Company.
Arnold Gasita is CEO of Petra Oil and has been a very active Houston Hispanic Chamber of Commerce member.
When I was working for corporate world, 18 years in the corporate world, and through some of my customers requesting that I go out on my own, and through a lot of prayer, we finally decided to do this. After checking with my attorneys, talking to our accountants, getting some good investors involved. But when the day came to give my resignation letter, I was really nervous because I had a great security blanket. I wasn't going anywhere. I had a great 401k. We were making good money. So we are now in 28 countries. If you add our distribution network, plant, and everything together, we're over 1,000 employees on the ground selling Petra. We believe that in the next 60 days we'll be in 30 countries. Our goal is to reach 100 countries, so we're getting there. We've only been around in 7 years. At the end of this month in Las Vegas, we will have our 3rd annual international convention where distributors from all over the world will come in along with those here domestically, and we'll talk about Petra business. We'll launch 26 new products and just continue the momentum that Petra's had globally.
Philanthropy and the spirit of giving are among Gasita's top priorities.
But I believe that we are distributors of God's wealth. So when God blesses you, you take part of that and you give back.
The Houston Hispanic Chamber of Commerce will now recognize this year's Hispanic Female and Male Executives of the Year. This year's Hispanic Female Executive of the Year award goes to Lucilla Longoria Henderson, Vice President of Community and Business Engagement for TDECU.
Lucilla Longoria Henderson is the Vice President of Community and Business Engagement for TDECU, serving Houston, Dallas, Victoria, and Brazoria County.
I was born in Trona, California, and moved here with my family when I was 3 years old to city of Lake Jackson, located 60 miles south of Houston, and grew up there, went to Brazos Wood High School, and attended Texas State University, getting my bachelor's degree in marketing. We have a wonderful learning culture and wonderful leaders, many of them who are female, starting with our Chief Executive Officer, Steph Sherrod, who is bold and visionary. We are so proud to be a founding sponsor of the Women's Leadership Conference. TDECU's workforce is almost 77% female. And so we do understand the issues and challenges that our female workforce faces each and every day.
There's been so many things that's held us down, but now it looks like things are finally coming around. I know we've got a long, long way to go, and where we'll end up, I don't know, but we won't let nothing.
Now, we're going to recognize the Hispanic Male Executive of the Year recipient. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in congratulating this year's Hispanic Male Executive of the Year, Mr. Joe Gutierrez, CEO of Novi Ventures, LLC.
Joe Gutierrez is the CEO of Novi Ventures, LLC, and is a proud University of Houston alum.
I grew up in Port Lavaca, Texas. My mom and dad, they worked their entire lives. My dad dropped out of high school in the 10th grade, went back and got his GED. My mom was a 3rd grade dropout. So they always had that good work ethic. My first job in Houston was with a company called NGPL, which is a Kinder Morgan company now today. I worked there 2 years, and I worked hard. I was recruited by Mobil Oil during that time, during my 2nd year. And that's really what kind of led me to eventually breaking out on my own. We built the company up over 20 years, and again, none of it was easy. We started when nobody would, the one thing we didn't have, and our only barrier to entry was credit or money. I knew enough small companies at the time that I went to several of them, and basically we cut a deal with one of them just to basically share profits. After 2 years, we decided to part ways. So after another year in business, we finally got our first bank deal with a bank out of New York City.
Gutierrez established the Dacio Gutierrez Family Foundation and became the largest individual investor in the Greater Houston Hispanic Chamber of Commerce Foundation, which allowed us to secure a matching gift.
The Emerging Leaders Institute is what really helps these other people that really need some additional guidance and some real life experience that can really help them get to the next level.
When asked about his legacy and the impact for his family, Gutierrez says,
Yeah, that's a hard one. I guess it's not a hard one. I mean, I think for me, what I try to instill in my kids is to work hard. I want them all to go to school, and then bottom line, it's do whatever makes you happy.
Trying to stop us, no. Got the groove, got the groove.
All right. Our congratulations to each one of you. Let's have another round of applause for these great honorees tonight. Congratulations to all the honorees. We'd also like to thank the Chamber Board of Directors for their volunteer service, and to the dynamic Chamber staff of 7 and our volunteers for all the great work on tonight's gala. Named among the most powerful and influential women in Texas, please welcome back to the stage Dr. Laura Murillo.
Applause for our very own Ron Trevino. Thank you, Ron. And of course, to our honorees, we are so proud of your roles. We are so proud that you are involved with our Chamber of Commerce, and we thank you from the bottom of our hearts. Thank you, and continued success to each and every one of you.